Okay, this is for all the YouTube friends that I've got that's interested in the Villages, Florida, and would like to get maybe another perspective of what it's like here. This is Don Hanberry. He used to be the mayor of New Orleans. No, he was never mayor. But he might as well have been the mayor. He sat through Hurricane Katrina, and then we just recently had Hurricane Irma here, and that's the first hurricane I've ever been through, and so I was kind of nervous about it. So Donnie, compared to Hurricane Irma and Hurricane Katrina, and I know Katrina was devastating, but with the recovery and the damages that possibly we could have seen, I feel like we really escaped a big bullet. What do you think?
Oh, no doubt about it. Just to let you know that at Katrina, we did everything we could there to keep our homes safe. Had a 2-story home. We took as much furniture as we could upstairs. When we left, we took both of our cars. We took all of the frozen foods with us. We were going for 3 weeks. Went to my brother's house in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, which was a mistake. The eye came right through there. But then we ended up in Bossier City, Louisiana. And coming home after 3 weeks, our house was totally flooded. And we had to knock out everything on the ground floor. Thank God for insurance, because it paid for putting our house back together again. Although it took 3 months, because everything was in demand, from the contractors to wallboard to tile to anything that you can think of. But we finally got it back together again. And that's knowing contractors who I've worked with in the past.
So you knew them and you still had to wait.
I still had to wait for a lot of the product.
Was it waiting on the contractor, or was the contractors waiting on more of the materials to arrive before they could even do the job?
More of the materials, but we got a lot of materials before other people did. And he had a whole crew in there working. There was 5 people at all times working. So we got it knocked out real quick after I got home, 4 feet up and mildew everywhere. So we had that taken care of. Then he put it all back together again for us. But the entire street that we lived on, it was just piled high with guts from inside homes on our street. Beautiful middle-class neighborhood, and it just ruined everything everywhere. But anyway, coming here and being in the eye of Irma right here, I was totally amazed. In fact, I was just talking to another neighbor that he also was amazed that we had no damage. I've got maybe 3 or 4 shingles missing off my roof.
Nothing big.
You had the same thing.
Yeah,
no flooding. Power did not go out. And I've heard horror stories from other people that live outside the villages. The only thing we've had here is the flooding. They use the golf courses, of which we have 52 golf courses here. They use them as a floodplain. So they're getting ready to open them up. As I understand it, next week we will know tomorrow at noon exactly which courses will be open for play.
Now, Villages does a pretty good job of keeping us informed as what's going on that situation, don't they?
They take care of their people. I mean, the whole concept of our neighborhood or the Villages is to give people the kind of retirement that you want to have, and we do. We play golf, we play bocce ball, shuffleboard, swim a lot in the pools. Some people like to drink and sit around and drink their beer and enjoy.
I do enjoy it. I do enjoy my beer. I'll be the first to admit it.
Well, the nightlife here usually shuts down about 9 o'clock at night. And if you like to have a great time and go to bed at night and sleep tight, you never hear anything in the middle of the night, no boom boxes.
No.
You don't have young people running around here. Even though you have grandkids that have a vacation land here for about 3 months during the summer, and all sorts of classes they can attend with a grandfather or grandmother. We don't see any of that. But living here in the Villages is a treat. And you have all of these amenities for like $146
Something
a month.
like that.
Now you have
144,
what they call a trail fee to play golf, and it's $145 a year.
Right.
And for that, for instance, the championship courses, the 9-holers, you can play all of those you want to. And one of the things that I like about it is we're down to 1 car. But we have 2 golf carts. My wife goes one way, I go the other way.
Golf carts around here is probably some of the most important ways of getting around, isn't it?
It is. It is one of the absolute ways of getting around. You can drive on all of the cart paths or on the major boulevards. There are cart lanes for carts, bicycles, scooters, or whatever.
Yeah, I had a lady yesterday get in contact with me. She's from California. Melissa's her name. And she was considering buying down here. She's wanting to come down and visit. And she asked me a couple questions. And one of the things she said she heard from people that may or may not know anything, you know how rumors are. She said that, can you really get around in a golf cart? She said, because I've always heard that the golf carts are just traffic jam down there and you can't get anywhere, and it's not that way at all, is it?
Not that way. No,
actually,
not at all.
it's the best way to get around.
In fact, it is. And it might take you a little longer to go a distance, but you'll do it in a beautiful setting. For instance, I think it's 15 miles for us to leave my house and go to the northernmost point. And actually, when you get to the northernmost point, you can cross over the highway there on a golf cart only overpass and go into the oldest section that originally started the villages. So we know it's at least 15 miles up there, but you can go anywhere in this whole entire area. They've now opened up a new area south of us. We used to be the southern end, but now they've opened up 14,000 new acres that they're developing the village, I guess it is, of Finney, and they're offering the same amenities there that they offer here, and they're going to have 2 different ways to move back and forth between those villages down there and our villages up in this area. One is an overpass and the other is a tunnel. So it's going to be interesting when they get it opened up, because I want to go play golf down on that.
I do too. I've been down there. One of them's called, I think, Red Fox. The other's called like Gray Squirrel Executive Course. And they should be open, I believe they said in October. We'll have to drive our car down there for now anyway, because they're not connected with golf cart trails yet, but we will be. And I'm pretty sure, we haven't heard the announcement yet, but there's just no doubt in my mind, as big as that area's going to be, they're going to have another square down there, and they're going to have at least 1 or 2 more country clubs. So our golf courses here are going to grow dramatically.
I know my friends cannot believe that there's 3 town squares here, and there's free entertainment in each one of those every night. You go down and there's different kind of bands. You might have a duo, you might have a 7-piece band, all different kinds of music. You can pick any of the 3 you want to go to tonight. It's free. So it's just amazing what goes on here. Plus, you have top name entertainment in 3 different venues inside here. The Sharon, which is dedicated to the original founder's wife, is a beautiful, beautiful theater. And there they have a lot of different entertainment. We've seen Bobby Rydell, the Glenn Miller Orchestra, just name it. Jerry Lewis, of all people, was here last year. And God rest his soul.
I think this is one of the last places Jerry actually entertained before he passed away.
And you think of the Kingston Trios here. Now you've got the guys who formed the Eagles. Don, what's his name, is coming with his band. And it just goes on and on and on. There's all sorts of people here. Plays, you get to see some of the best Broadway plays.
Plus we got some pretty good talent of people that live here.
Absolutely.
Your wife for one.
Yep.
She
sings
and
dances with the off-Broadway performers, and she now sings with a partner, and she's fabulous and he's great, and they're forming a duo, and they will be singing professionally. In other words, different venues for different clubs, different recreation centers when they put on entertainment for. And speaking of recreation centers, you can't beat all of the things that's available to you there. You name it, it's available to you. You want to play some kind of games, there's all kinds of games. The women will rent these rooms or take those rooms for a night, and they'll play all kinds of card games. Men like to go down and play a little poker. or shoot some pool, or whatever it may be. But you just can't beat the things to do here. And the best thing about it is, you want to be alone, you have a beautiful home, you use your home. We entertain every once in a while. We cook out. We have drinkers come over and drink up our beer. But it's a great place. You don't have to worry about any noises. There's no sidewalks here. There's no fenced yards. And the purpose of that is to allow you to go in any direction at any time without being restricted. Now, pet owners have to have their dogs or whatever, their alligators, on a leash, and they have to pick up after their dogs or their alligators. And they all know that, and they all do it. So it makes it real easy, and everybody doesn't have a dog, although there's a lot of dogs here in the villages. Some, yeah, me too. I'm missing a few end caps, but by the way, I bought them. I got them.
What'd you buy?
End caps.
Okay, good. We'll get them on there.
So
let me ask you one other question. I get a lot of questions about. People are always asking about affordability here, and we do have some things we probably pay that the average person don't pay. I'm not a rich guy. I live on a modest retirement from UPS, and I just recently got on Social Security. We're okay. I do anything I want to do. I can still travel if I want to. So do you find it affordable to live here?
yes, I can afford to live here, and both of us are on Social Security, and I have a little military disability check, and she has a very small retirement check, and we haven't had any problem actually even saving money.
Right. And a lot of things here are so affordable that it's just unbelievable to me. Like I can get my yard mowed. I don't have to do anything. They'll mow my yard, edge it and everything for like $40 a month. I mean,
I have a bigger lot than you, and
yes.
mine's $50 a month.
Right.
But in fact, he came yesterday morning, and I never look at it. I never touch it. I don't want to do it.
Which gives you the freedom to come and go as you want, not have to worry about those kinds of things.
Absolutely. Any service that you need, you can find here. We have grass service. They'll come out. If I call them and say I'm getting a brown spot, they'll come out and do whatever they need to
Fertilize,
do.
trim your bushes.
Yeah, anything.
It's just like anywhere else. If you've got enough money in the bank account, you can get anything done.
Anything.
You can spend as much as you want on a house or
As little.
As little. But I can tell you this is a fairly new neighborhood. We're in the village of Hillsboro. We're about, I don't know, 6 or 7 minute golf cart ride to downtown Brownwood, somewhere.
Yeah,
maybe.
about that.
And we go down there a lot. I was down there yesterday and got a haircut. So we get along just fine. Our neighborhood is great. We got a lot of activities here. Matter of fact, our neighborhood here, we set up a website so that we can email each other if we got something for sale, we got something going on, a driveway party. Matter of fact, we had a driveway party last year, and Gary, one of our guys that live here, I'll just say Gary, noticed that we had over $300,000 worth of golf carts sitting out in the street, which I thought was hilarious. So golf carts is important here.
It is. It's very important. In fact, since we only have one car, if she needs to go practice for any of her venues, then she can take it, or she can get a ride there. It's no big deal just having one car. You only have one
I
car.
only got one car. We had two, we just decided one was enough. I don't never drive it. Sue takes it everywhere.
And I love riding in my golf cart anyway.
I'm the same way. I like to do everything in a golf cart. So
I can't think of anything that we're missing here, other than the fact that if you want to travel, we're right in the middle of Florida. And if you want to go to Mobile, Alabama, New Orleans, Atlanta, or someplace like that, you got to run half the length of Florida to get out of the state. But we're only an hour from Orlando, so if you like to fly, you can jump on a plane. There's 2 airports here, Sanford.
Right. Sanford.
And Sanford, you can get a real inexpensive flight out of there.
Yeah, you mentioned
anywhere in the
Orlando,
country.
just to give people an idea. I can fly out of Sanford, Orlando with Allegiant, which ain't a high-class airlines, but they're okay. I seen on there yesterday that New Orleans was $29 one way.
Ooh, and that's where I'm from.
And that's just giveaway money. I mean, because you can't even buy gas for that.
No.
And I can go to Indianapolis now for $59. So whether you like to fly or don't like to fly, it's almost hard to say no to that.
I may have to go to New Orleans.
Yeah, I mean, really.
You want to go with me?
Sure, I'll go. You got buddies. They got beer?
They got a lot of beer. New Orleans, are you kidding me?
All right, folks, this is Donnie Hanberry. We got some work to do. We're going to trim some bushes today. And so I hope that answers some of your questions. I'll post this on YouTube sometime tonight. I'll probably have to do a little bit of editing. And if you got any more questions for Mr. Hanberry, just email them to me and I'll pass them on to him. Other than that, have a good day.